The FBI searched journalist Hannah Natanson's Northern Virginia home early this morning. By the time we made it out to her neighborhood, those investigators were long gone. Natanson has been covering the Trump administration's massive overhaul of government institutions and agencies and has written about the thousands of messages she's received from government workers and contractors who are discussing the impact of the new administration. Our attempts to speak with Hannah Natanson were unsuccessful, but today I did speak with a press freedom expert who calls what happened this morning very disturbing. The Washington Post says its reporter Hannah Natanson was told by federal investigators this morning that she is not the focus of this FBI probe. The FBI's case is centered around Aurelio Perez Lugones, a government contractor allegedly pictured here in court documents, who has been charged with unlawful retention of national defense information. Documents state Perez Lugones is a U.S. citizen born in Miami who lives in Laurel, Maryland. The affidavit states on several occasions since October 2025, Perez Lugones searched databases containing classified information without authorization and printed that material or took screenshots of it. The criminal complaint against Perez Lugones does not mention any ties to Natanson. In a post on X, Attorney General Pam Bondi said, quote, "This past week, at the request of the Department of War, the Department of Justice and FBI executed a search warrant at the home of a Washington Post journalist who was obtaining and reporting classified and illegally leaked information from a Pentagon contractor. The leaker is currently behind bars. I am proud to work alongside Secretary Hegseth on this effort. The Trump administration will not tolerate illegal leaks of classified information that, when reported, pose a grave risk to our nation's national security and the brave men and women who are serving our country." End quote. The Trump administration has not provided any evidence of Natanson reporting any classified information.
The First Amendment flatly protects the freedom of the press, specifically so that journalists can investigate and uncover government wrongdoing, and therefore journalists in their work are protected against interference by the government.
Natanson wrote a first-person account in December talking about how she'd been contacted by hundreds of current and former federal workers, many of whom were expressing their major concerns over the changes being implemented by the Trump administration. She spoke about the emotional toll of hearing all of these stories in an op-ed that she wrote. Schulz tells me he's greatly concerned about the chilling effect that this FBI search could have on the way reporters are able to do their jobs.
This is going to have reverberations through the government and the people, particularly where this reporter was talking to people, to stop talking. And the concern is that that's exactly the purpose of it.
The Justice Department over the years has changed guidelines governing how it can respond to news media leaks. In April, Attorney General Pam Bondi issued new guidelines saying that prosecutors would have the authority to use subpoenas, court orders, and search warrants to search for government officials who make unauthorized disclosures to journalists. The moves rescinded a Biden administration policy that protected journalists from having their phone records secretly seized during leak investigations. Sean.
Wow. So now what are they going to focus on here moving forward in this case?
So there's a lot of things to watch here, Sean. I think one of the most important things is this just a one-off? Is it just this Washington Post reporter in this particular case? Is the Trump administration going to go after other reporters who are covering government issues, government agencies?
Sure.
As we've seen just a big push from these different news organizations to cover that. And is the Trump administration going to provide any proof that this reporter actually leaked any classified information? That is going to be a big thing to watch moving forward.
Especially after not only this particular case, but we saw what happened at the Pentagon. We know what's happening within the military and the reporters that were reporting there. It's going to be a big deal, especially for us and journalists out there who are just trying to do their jobs.
And that's why we're keeping a close eye on this, because of the wide-ranging impacts.
Absolutely. All right, Mauricio, thank you.
Thanks.